everyone, and welcome back to the stream. I hope you guys are doing well and having a wonderful week so far. J-Train! Thank you so much for the sub. That is so kind of you. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Also, welcome in Overlord and Kel. I hope you guys are doing great as well. I am so excited to finish Awakening. Blue! Blue, thank you so much for the sub. 35 months is actually insane. That's wild. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. Today we are finishing the Dragon Age Awakening. I'm pretty sure we're almost done with it. We kind of kickstarted the ending of it last week. Depending on how long we actually have left, I may or may not do one of the other story-based DLCs. Guys, after years of saying I don't actually have seasonal allergies, I think it's time to admit that I was lying to myself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and warn you, today's stream's probably going to be shorter because of that. We're gathered here today to bid farewell to Dragon Age Origins. Rest in peace to the Dragon Age Origins. I am so excited to start 2, though. I think... Okay. There's no way that we're going to get through all of the DLCs today, but we are finishing Awakening. Is it imperative to understand the story and the vibes of Dragon Age to play the other story-based DLCs on stream before we go into Dragon Age 2? Because if not, we'll start Dragon Age 2 next week, and I'm so hyped for that. Allergies are the worst. They really are. No, they so are. I woke up this morning and I was like, I think I caught a cold. But then my grandma was like, girly, it's just allergies because I'm doing it too. And I was like, oh, that makes more sense. You felt really sick, like the room temperature was really hot, but my body kept freezing and it felt cold. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Blue. I hope you're feeling better now or that you will be soon. Being sick is kind of the worst. Honestly, not really. I'm so sorry to hear that, J-Train. I hope tomorrow is better for you. You're allergic to grass. That starts in June, though. I don't know what it is that causes the allergies. But there's, I know for a while, around September, and then also, in the spring, I'll always get, kind of sick. Right now is tree times. Yeah, the trees are pollinating. I just don't know if it's, a specific one. Witch Hunt is about 2 hours, and while not essential, it serves as a good transition to the Dragon Age 2 intro. Okay, we'll see where we sit at time-wise and how I'm feeling when we finish Awakening, and then we'll go from there. We'll see what the vibe is. September is ragweed. Not this being how I find out that ragweed does not like me. Let's get this game going. Let us resume. So, we might have fucked up. Because I know we did not get Justice to join us. And that might have hindered the remaining companions' abilities to defend where they needed to defend. We did save all the people, though. Where are we? What is this? We did save the people in the city. So, that's kind of a vibe.
Praise the Maker.
Praise the Maker, you're so right. I need to go to the mother's lair. Alright. Yeah. Okay. I see where we're going now.
The city is saved.
The city is saved. We did that. We absolutely did that. I felt like I had to after we told them to not protect the city. They might still pull through. Oh, thank God. I hope they do. Welcome in, dear. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I was responding to your question about whether or not the other story DLCs are necessary to play. Oh, okay. Alright, I will definitely play them, in my own time off stream, because I still, want to see what the vibe is. But I'm also ready to get on with, what you guys colloquially call, Peak Age 2, or Dragon Peak 2? I don't know. I think Peak Age is what most people call it. I think there's, one specific person in chat that calls it that, but I think that's funny. Allergic to most plants, so my doctor gave me a chart about what is active when. Just my worst allergies are in June because grass is the worst for me. Oh no! It is kind of cool to have that like chart about what is active though. That's actually really interesting. You have an allergy against amoxicillin? I think that's kind of common. You're not the only one I know who's allergic to amoxicillin, Blue. Chicago is not that warm for pollination times. Thankfully, no allergy times for me. You know what? I love that for you, Overlord. I love that for you. Luckily, mine's not too bad. It's mostly just like a runny nose and a sore throat. And by the end of the week, I will probably have lost my voice. Because that's usually how it goes. So we'll see. We'll see what actually, if it gets that bad. Mold could still mess you up. That's all year and doesn't care if it's cold. Yeah, one of my friends was telling me about snow mold. I've never lived in an area where snow sticks around long enough for there to be mold underneath it. So snow mold was a whole wild concept to me. Have an allergy in August and still have no idea which plant causes it. Yeah. No, I know for me, when I was younger, I used to always get sick in September. And, you know, in hindsight, it probably was just because, you know, going back to school after spending all summer at home, not really, like, seeing people. So, like, getting back to school, you get, like, a crud of all the, like, people coming back together again. So that was probably a huge factor in why I would get sick in September all the time. Nowadays, I don't get sick in September like that. But we're definitely doing some spring allergies. Because I'm pretty sure I did this last year, too. This isn't, like, the first year. I live in an area where snow disappears after a day. Yeah, me too. Peak age 2 is just me. Barmy, peak age 2 is, like, a foundational... Not memory. It just, I don't know. It sticks out. It sticks out. It's very memorable. Ragweed is August through September. That's probably what you're allergic to then. Tate, in August. Trees are usually March through May, grass is June through July. That is so interesting. I'm allergic to something in the air all year round. I'm like 95% sure it's just dust. Thank God Benadryl doesn't make me sleepy because I need that shit like life support. That's so frustrating. Being allergic to dust. My sister is also kind of allergic to dust. She's more so allergic to like cats. So, but the dust doesn't help either. And that's important because she was at my grandma's house where we have our cat, and she was having an allergic reaction to the cats, but we were also, after like 4 or 5 years, cleaning out my grandpa's office in the basement, and there was a lot of dust in there. It was bad. You don't have ragweed where you live? Oh, okay. I guess that's fair. Guys, I think we're gonna go see the brood mother. Never mind. The game says we have a little fight first.
Target practice, anyone?
Who is doing target practice? Who said that? Is that
Can I get
Wheatley?
you a ladder so you can get off my back?
I don't know if this Inferno's actually gonna hit anything. Alright, Wheatley, just walk into the fire. They'll chase you.
Got it.
Allergies are bad enough that I'm getting allergy shots. They did a test to see all of my allergies, and basically I'm allergic to everything outside, so I've been saying that as a joke. When people tell you to go touch grass, you just tell them that you're allergic, and I think that's very funny. You know, being allergic to grass would suck because it's kind of everywhere, but being able to say, like, oh, I can't touch grass because I'm allergic is really funny to me. So you have that good bit going for you. I really gotta have my life sorted. All the indoor allergies don't affect me like dust and pets.
Thank you, kind sir.
I'm so glad to hear
Take this
that.
pouch of coins in return. But now I'm off to Vigil's Keep.
Hopefully Vigil's Keep is... Well said. Hopefully Vigil's Keep is actually doing so great, so slay. That would be nice. Okay, what do we want to pick up? We've got all of your archery. I guess we'll go ghost mode. Why not? If I don't end every night with at least 2 Benadryl, I wake up in the middle of the night unable to breathe because I'm drowning in my own snot. Oh no. That is rough. I hate that for you. Welcome in, Existential Dorito. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am doing so great. We're off to see the Brood Mother, who I think is the big bad evil of this DLC, and I'm very excited.
I've watched you fight, Sigrun. The Legion of the Dead trains its people well.
Oh, they taught me a few tricks, but I was fighting long before then.
Good for her.
You fought in Orzamar's army.
Fighting for scraps of food, for a place to sleep, for survival.
Oh, I didn't mean...
It's all right. You're a noble.
Okay. Well, that was kind of awkward. Okay, so what if we do something here?
All right, all right.
That is me too, the Benadryl thing, which is why I looked into allergy shots. That is a good tip. That is a really good tip. The one time I try to accommodate for them running up, we run to them. Okay, love that.
You'll get no mercy from me!
You are so right. Wheatley doesn't even know what mercy is. He's so good at killing. I cannot imagine having pet allergies. Whenever I book Airbnbs, I always book places with pets. In December in Italy, a cat fell asleep in my bed. It was so nice. I love that. I have a lot of friends who have pets, and I love whenever I sleep over at their place and their cat like sleeps on my bed. It's so cute. I love it. It's always like a super special moment. I think I just really enjoy animals. They're so slay. Ew.
Creatures.
Oh, it's those fuck ass little like worm thingies, but they have legs now. That's gross. Oh, I'm being eaten. I'm being absolutely eaten. Well, that's mildly horrifying. It's raining and I have hot chalky, so I'm pretty good. Oh, that sounds so cozy. I love that for you. I cannot imagine having, the pet allergies. Your dog is a huge large and he thinks he's small, and also that he's a cat, so sometimes I wake up being suffocated by fluff. That's so endearing. That's so endearing. I love that for you. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of our rubies so I can pick up my lyrium potions, because that's more important. If the children's legs make them freakier. Yeah. They're very freaky. Let me not be on the front lines. I'm just assault. Are they gonna come to us? Don't make me be on the front lines. Oh, they're fighting something already. Oh, they're fighting each other?
Now it's better than
Sure. Sure.
I'm done with you.
This did result in the very funny routine I used to have my sophomore year of college, though. I'd start every morning by taking 2 Benadryl, a Claritin, my anti-anxiety, my ADHD meds with a full can of Red Bull, basically looking at God like, you sort this shit out. That's quite a combination of things. That is definitely a combination. Did I occasionally suddenly wake up in the middle of my drive to my opening shift at the coffee shop? Like, how did I get here? Yes, but did I die? Do you mean that's not just how driving works? I zone out while driving so bad.
Excellent.
So far, it's been fine. I have been known to run a stop sign because I was zoned the fuck out thinking about Will Ravengard from Baldur's Gate 3. So, like, there is that. I don't recommend doing that, by the way.
Watch your step.
I do not start the day with Red Bull anymore. That's, you know what, that's so fair. Where is this trap that you have detected, sir? Oh, not the autosave.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, they're mostly fighting each other. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's just a whole dragon. Just a whole dragon in the Dragon Age. Of course. I should have expected that. Did I cast Fireball? Is that a thing that happened? Okay. We froze the dragon, which is very slay, very cool. Winter's Grasp does not do very much.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Rude Dommy Mommy Civil War times. Okay, yeah. No, I have said that the Broodmother in Awakening is not a hear me out. That's just a conventionally attractive Broodmother. It's the dragon that aged. It is the dragon that aged. Honestly, this is like a fully grown adult dragon. Person in the YouTube chat should probably look into allergy shots if they are that bad and they aren't afraid of needles. Okay. Do you hear that, dear? Are you taking notes? Imagine a dragon being in Dragon Age. Yeah, no, it's so crazy. It's like unheard of, honestly. What do you mean the monster that the game is named after is in the game? That's a pretty fucking massive dragon. Okay, where am I going? Probably through here? I feel like I should go inside there. Yes, this feels correct. Quest updated. The search for the mother has led you into a chasm. The mother likely resides deep within. Alright, sick. I remember starting every day of my first year at university with 3 hours of sleep and a can of Ultra Red Monster. Good times. Yeah, I did not live like that. I'm gonna be so real. Within like the first like week or two of starting college, I totaled my car. So my parents just took me to school because I lived with my parents still. I did not start my day. I slept a lot. 3 hours of sleep, I could not live like that. I am not a functioning human being unless I get a lot more than 3 hours of sleep. Probably should. First step, though, would be getting an allergy test to confirm what exactly the allergy is. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure before they give you the shots, they do an allergy test. Like, that's part of the vibe. Not the vibe. That's part of the procedure. Function completely out of spite. And you know what? That's fair. And some people can do that. Some people definitely can do that. My brother was one of those people. Like, he would work like the opening shift at his job and have to be at work at 6 a.m. and he would stay out all night until like 4 or 5 in the morning. And he made it to his job and was apparently well rested enough, functioning enough. Some people can do that. I am not one of those people. Oh, thank God, we got him in the corner cold. They do an allergy test because they make custom allergy mix for every person, so they need to know all of your allergies to make sure they get them all. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's called Dragon Age because dragons were thought to be extinct in Thetis, but a couple of decades prior they reappeared. Oh, that is cool. Imagine thinking a creature's extinct only for them to show back up again. I love that.
Push them back!
This guy's kind of fucking us up.
Pathetic
creature!
There's the plot of Game of Thrones. Oh! That is very cool. I did not know a whole lot about Game of Thrones. I never actually watched this show. But the more I learn about it, like, it does actually seem like a really good book series. Okay, so is it this way? Is this the way I came? There's nothing here. This looks like where we should go. It's kind of lucky because my classes always finished around 1:30, so I basically had all day to sleep, but did I? No, I did not. And you know what? That's so fair. That is so fair. Imagine going to bed at 1:30. You have like all day that you're missing. Hey guys, don't do this. Don't exist.
I'll get on.
Never a dull
David
moment.
Gator is a huge fan of the book series. I have a friend who has been reading through the book series, and hearing her talk about it, it does genuinely sound like a good time, like a nice read. I don't know if I will read them, but I have been trying to read more, which is nice because I used to read all the time as a kid.
Can I get you a ladder so you
Um,
can get off my back?
All right, Wheatley. All right. I used to read a lot as a kid, but when I got into anime and manga, I kind of stopped reading, like, actual novels for the longest time. But it has been nice, like, getting back to reading, like, dead-ass novels.
And so we meet again. No, Uther. That is not how this must begin. I owe you an apology, Commander. When last we met, I intended to explain myself. Fate, however, intervened.
Is he gonna explain himself now? I feel that so hard, existential Dorito. I was an art student and I pulled multiple all-nighters. Shout out to the time I was so sleep deprived and strung out that I burst into tears in front of the teacher and the entire class. One of my friends in college did that. Like, pulled an all-nighter to finish an assignment and was in tears when she turned it in. She was also on some not exactly legal substances that also contributed to her crying by the time she turned it in. It was a rough night. But I just think it's funny because that assignment, we had the same class but a couple semesters apart. So when I had the same class with this teacher, she was talking about this student that, like, made this really fucked up project about a tired mom killing their baby, and it was talking about how the student was crying by the time they turned it in, so it must have meant something to them. And I remember my friend telling me that was her project and she was only crying because she was exhausted. I thought that was kind of silly. The Dark Dead stare. We love the Dark Dead stare. We love Wheatley. It's kind of, the Daenerys, the white-haired girl, is descended from a family that used to ride dragons. I did know that about her. And the family's fall from power is partly because dragons have all been dead for 200 years. She hatched the first 3 dragons. Oh, that is so cool. The night is even better because it's dark and not warm and all the people are inside and asleep. Being up at night when everyone else is asleep does, like, it hits different. You listen to a lot of audiobooks while drawing. I used to listen to a lot of creepypastas, and I had, like, an audio drama phase with, like, Welcome to Night Vale. I should give audiobooks a try. I really should. The engineering cliques all have some kind of coping substance, and a lot of them weren't legal. Got lucky with caffeine being my substance of choice. Oof, Love that for you, question mark. Yeah, people just, they do whatever they need to do to get their shit done. And sometimes that is coping substances. Alright, explain yourself now,
I
bestie.
restrained you, only to prevent the misunderstanding that occurred with the rest of your order.
Misunderstanding? Is that what you call it?
I sent the Withered to ask for the Grey Warden's help. I should have anticipated that you might view our approach as an attack. I am rarely able to judge how your kind will react. It was most unfortunate.
It is hard to, predict how humans will react. That I'll give them that. Alright, what did you need their help for? Voice actor for Victor reads A Night in the Seven Kingdoms, Game of Thrones short story collection. He does a good job. Is this also the same voice actor for Victor in, Arcane? Because I was told it's the same person. Recently cut down how many energy drinks I consume. Went from 11 to 3 a day. That is such an improvement. Congratulations. 11 to 3 a day is such a big difference. It is the same person. I might look that up. Victor from Arcane is who I meant. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that. We do like to listen to Victor talk. David Gator created Alistair to be the Daenerys of Dragon Age. I love that for him. Alistair is a pretty solid character. Zenith, welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Has daylight savings not hit at your house yet? Really can't escape that fucking show. Rest in peace. Doctor said it was unhealthy, like she knows what she's talking about. She's just a doctor. This is a joke. I know it's bad for me. No, 11 energy drinks a day is actually, like, that's wild. That's borderline diabolical, honestly. People need to go more into book talk thanks to those I kind of stopped reading books. Wait, what do you mean, Overlord? Wait, did book talk get you to stop reading? I will say the like little bit of book talk that shows up on my For You page sometimes is wild. It would not convince me to read books. But I get a lot of people complaining about how like surface level reviews are. Alright, what did you need our help for?
My kind has ever been driven to seek out the old gods. This is our nature. When we find one, a blight is begun. Each time we attack your surface lands and you fight back until we are defeated. To break the cycle, my brethren must be freed of their compulsion. For that, I need Grey Warden blood.
So, like, that sounds like a good thing. Wait, define Grey Warden blood. How would you free the Darkspawn?
In order to become what you are, you drink the blood of my kind. To transform. Similarly, we must transform. I have created a version of your joining that uses the blood of Grey Wardens. You take the taint into yourself. What we take is your resistance. That is how my brethren are freed. In your blood lies the key to their immunity against the call of the old gods.
I like my blood where it is, in my veins.
I mean, yeah. Did my game just crash? What is this? What happened? Is Alistair a Daenerys? Or is he Jon Snow, a himbo bastard who is the secret heir to the throne? When you put it that way. I listen to podcasts constantly at work since screen printing means I'm just doing my tasks alone in the back of the shop all day. Keep running out of them after I catch up with all of them. I really only got into Night Vale and the Adventure Zone, although I have been slowly making my way through the Magnus Archives, and that one's, I mean, I feel like those are all very well known, so you've probably already heard and listened to them, but if you haven't, the Adventure Zone is so fucking good. It is so good. Me and Hannah have changed our mains and rivals. We're now Rocket and Winter Soldier. Oh, sick! Love that for y'all. In January and TikTok, I subbed to a Reddit drama stuff, and now it's my only For You page, and I've never been happier. That's wild. My TikTok For You page has been 99% Arcane ever since, honestly, November. Even though I didn't watch the show until December. Like, end of December. But we love Arcane. Alistair is both Jon Snow and Daenerys, but in the comic books, Gator really made a big deal about how Alistair has special dragon blood. Oh, that is interesting. There's still a problem?
Once they are freed, the Darkspawn think for themselves. They speak, they act. Some, however, have reacted poorly. They are flawed, and they rage against me. The Mother gathers them to stop me, as she seeks to stop you. I cannot defeat the Mother alone, and I cannot free the Darkspawn unless she is defeated. Our goals are the same.
This reeks of stupid. The last thing we need is more Darkspawn thinking for themselves.
Darkspawn or no, he has a good point. Do we really want to keep killing each other forever?
I do think Nathaniel's cooking with that.
And after it is done, I will leave to continue my work.
Wait, how did you become free?
I was born as I am, an outsider amongst my kind. Why? I do not know. Why do some of your kind become Grey Wardens? Why do some possess magic? I have no answers.
Okay, that's fair. Alright, yeah, we'll help. We will help.
What if he's wrong? What if this doesn't stop the blight, but makes something worse?
No! No! This is a monster! I can't let you do this!
I mean, if it can stop the blights once and for all, I think it's worth a shot. I think it is worth a shot. A large majority of my friends are people I met through a Taz fic writing Discord I made ages ago. Oh, sick! I love that! That's so fun. I love that. Okay, so you already know how good Taz is. One of my favorite things to do online is to read Game of Thrones fan theories because the last book came out like 15 years ago. So the whole fan base has gone nuts. Every theory is that Charlie de Pepe Villa meme. That's wild. I understand it takes a long time to write a book, and I do know the Game of Thrones books are pretty long. 15 years though is crazy. I hope George R.R. Martin is absolutely cooking in that writing. I hope he's making the best thing he's ever written. Extermination of Darkspawn is the only solution. That sounds so wrong, but hear me out. I mean, if they keep coming, we might as well attempt to like free them to stop the urge that basically creates the blight. At the very least, it will free some of them up to help us fight the rest of them. Honestly, this is a net positive because we've already seen it in work, basically. Are they secret time travelers? Is everyone a secret dragon rider? Is one character secretly a merman? I love and hate that for the Game of Thrones community.
I do, but I hope you know what you're doing.
Thank you, Commander.
I am confident in the fact that Wheatley could probably kill this if it went wrong.
I hope that I prove worthy of your trust. The Mother lies ahead, Warden. I cannot approach her physically. Her children protect her from my power. But when you reach her, I will do whatever I can to help you. You have my promise.
Work. Love that. Everyone hated that. Okay. Best case scenario, he's already written the last 2 books and will release them only after he dies, but honestly, I suspect he's just not going to finish them. Oh, is there like a reason? Is there a reason you think that? I think it's wild that everyone hated working with Homeboy. But I might be overly confident in Wheatley's ability to kill things if it goes wrong. But we've made it this far, so like it should be fine. Okay, there's so much going on. Please let me click on this. Oh no, they got him! They knocked it down for so long. It's kind of wild. These guys hit so hard. At least they hit Wheatley really hard. Let's not be on the front lines, actually. Thank you. Love being knocked down. I can't believe Nate has died. Oh, you're out of lyrium. Dude. Okay. We're fine. This is fine.
Got it. You're gonna regret this!
This next boss, I hope you're ready. I fought her before at level 30 with broken stats up my ass. And even then I was fighting for my life. Oh, we're level 29. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to us. Makes you feel better. There are no negative outcomes of siding with the architect. Sick. I feel like siding with the architect makes sense because you've seen that they are free, and even though he might be killing Grey Wardens, it's kind of like the trolley problem, because like at the worst we'll sacrifice ourselves to end blights forever, is what it sounded like. But also there are ways to get blood without killing a person, especially if they are like willingly working with you. Like we could just do a little Grey Warden blood drive. It doesn't have to be something that's like deadly. And we can also, if it ends up not working out, we can just kill everyone, which we were going to do anyway if we didn't side with the architect.
Better than later.
So it just makes sense to keep going. Everybody hated the Game of Thrones finale, including me, and I suspect that was always what he planned to end the books. Also, dude has made his money, so there's not really a motivation to work. The worst part of writing a book is actually writing a book. Okay, yeah, no, I feel that. Honestly, though, writing a book is also fun. While the actual process of writing it is the worst part, I do love it. George Martin has said that he doesn't really plan ahead. He just plants seeds of ideas and goes where the story takes him. He writes just like I do, honestly. I can see why he wouldn't finish his book series when you put it like that. He was originally going to have a time skip to make all the kid characters get training and become more capable, but he said that didn't feel right when he got to it, so he doesn't know what to do with the story when the kids are still kids. Okay. I hate George R. R. Martin for not completing the books, but he gave us Elden Ring, so I kind of forgive him. But I have these unfinished books on my shelves. Rest in peace. If he can reverse the joining or whatever the fuck Droopy Face was yapping about, this can mean premature warden death can be reversed. That is also true. That is also true. I think some of it was his plan for the book, but there is key magic stuff and characters left out of the show that are needed to get to Villain Danny ending. So something like the ending on the TV show is probably the plan, but 90% of Bran's story got cut from the show because the showrunners didn't like magic. That's lame! Okay, yeah, I have heard the show leaves out a ton of stuff and paces things very differently. So that makes sense. And even if it is the planned ending for the book, it's probably executed a little bit differently, but I could see, like, seeing the way people reacted to the show would make me not want to write the books. I can see that. The architect actually does reverse one warden's joining, but by accident. Oh, sick. That's wild. Most of the stuff cut from the show is magic, which is, like, why are you cutting the magic out of my fantasy show? Like, come on. Part of the fun of fantasy is the magic, at least in my opinion. It definitely left out a lot of stuff. I think D&D just wanted to finish the show as soon as they could, but their egos wouldn't allow them to just step aside and have someone else run the show. We hate that. Oh, I was about to just walk off the cliff. Oh, I played a little bit of Elden Ring on my sister's PlayStation while I was away. And it was really funny because you can see, like, other players where they died. And I get out of, like, the first tutorial level, the little tutorial, and you come out of this like tower or whatever, and you're like standing on a cliff, and I watched 4-player ghosts just jump off the cliff and die instead of like going down the stairs, but I also could not find the stairs. So my sister had a good laugh at watching me watch those ghosts die and then be like, well, am I supposed to do that? Like, what's going on? And she's like, the stairs are literally right there. Brennan, welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Iron Fist is pretty much a fucking JoJo's character. Really? Are you playing Marvel Rivals right now? It sounds like you're playing Marvel Rivals. D&D wanted to go direct to Star Wars, but they lost that job as soon as folks saw the end of the Game of Thrones. You know what? Yeah. I love that it played out like that for them, because that's what they get for fucking over the project they already had. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're gonna fuck over the project you're already working on just so you can start the next project? Like, that doesn't bode well for the next project either.
This'll be fun.
This is it.
Oh, I'm out of lyrium again.
No mercy.
I'm out of lyrium again. Okay, what are we doing? There's so much going on. I'm going to perish. I don't know what's going on. They're following me. This is so stinky. I'm having the worst time. Okay. Oh, everybody just died. Oh no. I should have been paying attention instead of talking about fucking Game of Thrones. Alright, okay. None of this is going to matter. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, it's still doable.
All right,
I haven't lost it yet.
all right.
We've lost it. We've lost it. Okay. If we just keep running, we can kind of pace it. I hate everything about this right now. Okay, let me get turned back around. Okay, and I can take my little health. I can't because I'm running for my life.
Just run the Reaper.
Okay, this is fine. This is fine.
All right. You are hopeless.
I'm so fucking stressed right now. What is this? What do you mean you resisted? I hate this. That's what I forgot to say yesterday. How did you enjoy Elden Ring? I had fun. I didn't play very much of it, but I played just enough to kind of get like a vague idea of what it plays like. And I think I probably will purchase and play Elden Ring at some point this year. I don't know if that's gonna be a post-Dragon Age RPG vibe or just like something that I get and play just whenever on Thursdays, whenever we feel like it. Not entirely sure yet, but I do think it would be fun to stream. All this Game of Thrones talk is just making me think of the make some noise bit that's a job interview with the same arc and quality as Game of Thrones and making me laugh because the bit is hilarious. That is wild. Yes, please. Thursdays. Okay, sick. So we might start doing Elden Ring here pretty soon. Probably at some point during the summer. At some point during the summer, we'll probably start Elden Ring, unless I decide that I want to play it sooner than that. I don't have any hard plans. In interviews, they were very fixated on cool zingers and actors looking rad. It's what Cersei just drank wine and looked out the window all last season. That's disappointing. Post Dragon Age, yes, Elden Ring time. Something definitely on a free day, like Thursdays or Saturdays. Okay, so y'all want Elden Ring a lot sooner than the like year it's gonna take us to get through Dragon Age, is what I'm hearing. Now you getting sucked into it. Welcome. Love that for us. Love that for us. Pushing Elden Ring to then to get you to play Bloodborne. I will never play Bloodborne. I don't think I'll ever play Bloodborne. I've watched my sister play and I am not interested. My case, Fridays or Sundays. Yeah, we'll do that then. Probably a Thursday, and we'll just alternate Thursdays between whatever our variety game of the week is. Sorry, Barmy. I might feel differently after I've played Elden Ring, but as it stands now... not the laugh. Alright, Wheatley. I believe in you. You can do this. You can do this. Okay, Wheatley, you've got this. You so have this. I'm so stressed. There's more of them down there. I know there is. Oh, it's doing that thing again where we were like stunned.
Now it's better than later. I'll get on it.
You still have so much health left. Please. This is...
Someone's going to fall, and it sure won't be me!
Sure won't be me. You're so right. Except for, it definitely was like your entire team, Wheatley.
All right.
Hate to break it to you. Elden Ring is the GOAT, but yeah, the very best Souls games are basically Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3. Interesting. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy the style of game enough to like really go play the other like Souls games, but also that is an opinion that I formed before I played a lot of games. So who knows honestly. Cersei was just drinking sangria all of season 8. Cersei was doing my favorite thing, sitting on her fucking ass and drinking. That's so disappointing for Cersei fans though. Just thinking about who has the better story than Bran the Broken, and I'm like, well, we wouldn't know because 905 of that story got cut. 90% of the story got cut. Rest in peace. I can't believe they would cut his story. You want us to leave Elden Ring behind, but Make me want to play it again. All this influence stems back to Brennan. The only reason I decided maybe I do want to give it a shot is because watching Brennan stream it made it look really fun.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Alright, let's get back in there. Watching me suffer. There's just so many cool things to see in that game.
Now it's better than later.
And we were seeing them on your streams. Okay. Oh, I can't believe Wheatley soloed that last leg of the fight. That was... You know, this is gonna go so well. This bodes so well for us. Anders, you have a head injury. You have a cracked skull. Okay. Do I have injury kits? That works. Okay. Everyone is living their best life. Let me make sure. Okay. Yeah, I think everybody's got their life laid out here. Okay. I'm gonna save, because that was rough, and I don't want to do that again. They actually hadn't read the books. It was their first show running project. They lied to get the job? Oh. Well, that explains everything, honestly. That's a choice. I suspect that D&D took the project because they liked the politics of Westeros, but they weren't really so much into the magic. He asked them who John's mom was, and they looked up fan discourse to answer. Not the fan discourse. Oh, here she is! Here's the brood mother. Okay.
Now the pieces fall into place. The Grey Warden comes, the instrument of the Father. Oh, and the Father, he is but a shadow. Oh, how my children protect me. How they love me.
I have told you many times, Mother. I am not the Father. I am simply the architect.
It does not change what you are. You took away that beautiful music, left us with nothing.
It was a mistake to free you. It has left you with madness. I am truly sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if this man knows anything about how they make brood mothers, but, like, that makes sense. If you clear the brood mother's head, all she's got is trauma. Justifiable crash out, truly. Ooh, who is that? The brood mommy milkers. Can we be friendship? Honestly, the brood mother has it rough. I keep thinking about when they were asked about the themes and they said themes are for 8th grade book reports. They said that? Okay, maybe that's okay. Maybe that's the real reason, or a factor as to why they lost the Star Wars job. I've never seen Star Wars. I've never read any of the books. I don't know a ton about the actual contents of the story, but I do know that the themes of Star Wars are very integral to the story being told. And that is true for most stories, but I feel like the themes of Star Wars really carry it. She's got trauma, but still smash. You know what? Love that for you, Zenith. Should have been a huge red flag that they don't know shit about writing. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's a huge red flag. They said that during the first season. That's crazy. I hate that. It sounds disrespectful. Let me backtrack. Yeah, maybe don't smash the Broodmother. I don't know if she's gonna be vibing with that. Just dropped the bit I was talking about in Discord. Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out afterwards. No smash, hold hand. Broodmother's been through a lot. Maybe we can go to therapy together. Didn't affect their Star Wars offer because they got that during season 6. Damn. They're lucky Game of Thrones was so popular, is what it sounds like. They're lucky that it was good at first. Star Wars fandom has become so toxic that it kind of became hard to join the fandom. Yeah, that's fair. Star Wars is one of those, like, really old fandoms that's been going on for a while, and when I say this, I don't mean that it's inherently a bad thing to be a straight cis man or just, like, a bad thing to be a man. But I think the stereotype of, like, Star Wars fandom is, like, a very particular kind of man. I think most people think of, like, that straight cis neckbeard white guy. Maybe not neckbeard, but, like, there's a specific kind of person you have in mind when you're thinking about, like, just a generic stereotypical Star Wars fan. And they're also the same kind of people that make fandom spaces very unwelcoming towards women or queer people. Like, they're the kind of guys that will walk up to you and be like, you are cosplaying Star Wars just for male validation. You don't actually know anything about this series. Meanwhile, they could be talking to the fucking mega Star Wars autism warrior who knows everything about everything. And it's like, okay. I hear that complaint a lot about Star Wars in particular, but a lot of, like, I guess more longer running series or fandoms where, like, the property attracts a lot of, like, a male audience. The bad Disney sequels? Do you mean, like, the movies or, like, the newer shows? I've heard very mixed things. So a couple of my friends are really big into Star Wars, and, like, some of the new stuff has been good, but some of it has been disappointing to them, and I'm so sad for them. Star Wars fandom became so noxious that I completely tapped out of the franchise, despite it having been a massive special interest for me as a kid. I'm so sorry. That's, like, the worst thing to go through, where you have a special interest or, like, a really intense interest in something, and the community around it ruins it for you. I've had that happen before, but luckily I got better and was able to come back to it, and it was fine. Hold hand, then make love consensually. Make her feel comfortable, then we cannibalize Dinnerum. Alright, rip to Dinnerum. Rest in peace. Why therapy? We can just take a trip to Claire's. You know what? I respect that, Brennan. I hope you and the Broodmother have the best time at Claire's. Mega Star Wars Autism Warrior. I'm glad that you enjoyed that version of painting a picture of a Star Wars fan. Star Wars fandom has always been noxious. They sent death threats to the kid who played little Anakin because they hated episode 1. That is psychotic behavior. That is absolutely psychotic behavior. They threatened an 11-year-old because they didn't like a movie. Yeah, jail. They should go to jail. That's crazy. Thanks for the 5 big booms. Of course, of course. The new movie trilogy, the shows from what I've heard have been kind of hit or miss, but apparently when they hit, they hit. Yeah, okay, I've heard the same thing. I didn't know the movies were not that great, though. That's disappointing. Okay. Architect intends to free the Darkspawn? I trust him.
But perhaps the Warden would like to hear how it was that the Father began the Blight. You want the source of the Archdemon? The one who brought all our kind to the surface? Here he is!
We should never have trusted any Darkspawn.
Ah, there it is then. Unfortunate. I did find the old god Athemiel, but I did not wish another blight. I attempted my joining ritual. My hope was that this would free all Darkspawn, unravel the curse from its source. Alas, I was unlucky.
Do you even think about the repercussions of your actions?
It is not the way of the Grey Wardens to do what must be done. In the name of combating the Blight. The Blight is a menace, both for your people and for mine. To end it requires sacrifice and risk.
That
And
is-
how
that is kinda
lonely
true.
the father was. How terrible to be the outcast, the outsider. He claims he wishes the Darkspawn to be free, but what he truly wants is to correct them.
However you feel about what I have done, the Mother is mad. She cannot be allowed to...
Begone, Shadow! You cannot harm the Mother any more than you already have.
And now the hero is alone.
Harm the Mother any more than you already have.
What is that?
I have told you many times, Mother.
So it must end. It all must come crashing down.
I think the audio files got a little confused there.
Hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Well, that's kind of a fun design. Okay. Previous blights lasted for decades. This one didn't even last a year because Earthamiel was too weak. I mean, sure. Architect's experiments on Earthamiel was the reason Archdemon was so weak. That makes sense. I don't think... I think the not the Archdemon. The architect still had, like, very good intentions. Honestly, I don't think him causing the blight is that big of a deal in the context of everything else. But that's whatever. We gotta deal with the mother.
You call this a fight?
Sorry, am I too quick for you?
Not me already. Okay, so we just lost our healer.
You're gonna regret.
I should not have been ignoring these tentacles. This is crazy. I feel like we should go ahead and reload. I didn't get to cast anything. Can I cast this? Okay, there we go. Guys, I think we're cooked. I think we're cooked. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We're just gonna let him take us so that we can start over with everyone. Darkspawnies need to be removed to kill the Archdemon dude. That makes sense. She's a conventionally attractive woman. You know what? She is. Then again, if the blight didn't exist, then I wouldn't have met my wife, so in a sick way I benefited. That's crazy. Alright, well. Rip to the wheat. This is the worst.
That'll teach you. That'll teach you.
Okay. Are we healing her? What is going on? Why is this taking 30 years to complete? Okay. Sure. Can I just go ahead and load the game, actually? That might be better. This is a hard boss battle, and I tried to find it on normal mode. It was not fun. Oh, normal mode, just in the base game, was way harder than I had anticipated it to be. We had to drop down to easy so fucking quick. Okay, we are skipping through all of this.
To free you.
We're gonna make the same dialogue choices. Okay. That's our girly pop. Alright, so what the fuck should I... What the fuck should I cast? And then we walk back into this. Guys, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Can I freeze her? Okay. She's frozen. That's good. I am forcibly making this kind of turn-based mode. Because I gotta think. I gotta think about what we're doing. I've been knocked down. Okay. Please let me finish casting this, please. Okay. We freeze her. Okay, everyone is doing great. Everyone is doing so great. A little weakness on this giant tentacle, perhaps. I've been knocked down again. Being stunned is so criminal. What do you mean? Your stats are up the wazoo. You're cooking just stress. Oof. Okay. Rest in peace. I'm so scared. We need your lyrium. We need you to have all of your lyrium. And you know what? While you're at it, don't we have some stamina stuff? Yeah.
And we'll be merciful!
I've got a dagger with your name on it.
Why do they keep stealing all of my mana? Alright, rip to Wheatley. Rip to Wheatley. What is this? Okay. Wheatley should not be standing there anymore. We are low-key being a little overwhelmed. But I think it's fine. You need more lyrium. We will stay alive if you have lyrium. If not for the architect, Alistair wouldn't be born, so say thank you, architect. Oh my gosh. He brought Alistair to us? We love that. We love Alistair. Me and I was gonna say parasocial relationship I have with Alistair, like he's a real life person on the internet. No, me and my close special bond with my best friend in Dragon Age. Alistair is such a good character. Okay, the mother is frozen and infernoed. Let's have this thing going. Why did I not have this thing going? Who knows?
Rest in peace.
Alright, this is going so much better for us. You need your lyrium, homeboy. Okay. What is happening to Wheatley? We can get all of them. There we go. Okay.
Pathetic creature!
They really are a pathetic creature. You're so right. Alright, please let me finish casting Blizzard. Please let me no, they did not want to see me Blizzard. Why does all of my mana just suddenly go away? I cannot cast anything, and my lyrium is being drained as we speak.
You have no skill. Only
Okay. This is fine.
Desperation.
This is so fine.
All right.
Okay, this is going a lot better than it was earlier. I do need more lyrium, though. Also, you need more lyrium. Everyone needs more lyrium. Love that for us. Okay.
Coming right up. Won't know what hit them.
Hey, what hit me? Why am I stunned? I hate being stunned. This is so criminal. Alright, can I do a little blizzard? Can I finish that before these gross things come to me? Alright, we're cooking. We are absolutely cooking.
Into the fray!
How did I... Okay, sure, this is just the angle we're gonna be looking at this from now. Love that press. The glyph really needs to step away. Oh! My bad. I didn't realize I was standing next to a glyph. Well, rest in peace. Honestly, a mercy killing. I know it's supposed to be a DLC boss, but the devs tried too hard trying to imitate World of Warcraft. It became horrendous. I've never played World of Warcraft. Oh my gosh, are we popping off? Rip to the Broodmother. Truly rip to the Broodmother. I could have used reinforcements. I didn't realize I could have used reinforcements. She gave me so much trouble. No, I believe it. That was rough. You made that look easy. Zenith, that is the power of forcibly turning Dragon Age into a turn-based game. Okay. After the death of the mother, the remaining Darkspawn forces scattered and fled back into the deep roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. The architect apparently kept his word, gathering his remaining disciples to follow the rest of their kind back underground. Those Grey Wardens in other nations were appalled to hear of the architect's continued existence, but were unable to track him down despite years of effort. Some within the Order have claimed that the architect's survival guarantees another blight, and yet the deep roads have lately been quieter than any can recall. Most have resignedly decided that it is now in the Maker's hands. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aiden and his men were able to distribute the smugglers' goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in the Battle of Amaranthine, struck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travelers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of Darkspawn disease emerged. No one connected the two. I don't remember. Oh! Okay, I vaguely remember that. Okay, I vaguely remember that messenger guy. If Dragon Age Origins was a turn-based game, it would be Baldur's Gate 3. Yes, and that's how I intend to play it. I hope there's a pause feature in future Dragon Age games, because I'm gonna need it. The Arling's peasants suffered greatly during the war, and suffered yet worse in the years that followed. Success at the first riot of Vigil's Keep emboldened them, and thus other uprisings followed, often put down with brutality. Although the war devastated many farms in the Arling, all agreed the loss would have been greater without soldiers for protection. The farmholders developed a certain reverence for the Warden commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. All of them are real-time with pause to a degree. Sick. We can work with that. You can pause in every Dragon Age game. We can make this work. It's in 2 and Inquisition, but not in Veilguard. Okay. Well, Veilguard's also more of a modern game, so maybe the difficulty's a little easier than it is in these older games. Dirk, one of the pranksters behind the Blight Orphan scam, was fortunate enough to survive the Battle of Amaranthine. The unconditional generosity of the Blight Orphan's mysterious benefactor inspired him to establish a legitimate charity dedicated to children orphaned in the attack. I don't remember that. What do you mean the Blight Orphan scam? Hello? His sweetheart, Melise, eventually bore him 2 rascals. Good for them. I don't remember that at all. The pause in Veilguard doesn't work like how it does in Origins to an Inquisition, but you can pause. If you pause in Veilguard, you bring up your powers menu. Oh, okay. You know, that's still helpful to give me time to think about what to do next. You have to hold the button instead of just toggling it. I can work with that. I can work with that. Vigil's Keep stood alone against the horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The Vigils held 1 night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. Oh, so they did not do well. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Though taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Voldrick Glavonak? Sure. He stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Some nobles claimed the Grey Wardens were involved in Ban Esmeralda's disappearance on the eve of the final battle against the Darkspawn. Dark whispers hint that a conspiracy to oust the Wardens from Amaranthine is still afoot. I don't remember anything what you did either, but 'twas a nice first time to follow. You know, I had a great time. The Awakening DLC was actually really fun. I don't know what I expected, but I was not expecting a whole ass game, essentially. Like, this is basically a whole separate game. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheep herder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. 1,000 years is wild. Dworkin Glavonak further refined his lyrium sand explosives, but left the Warden's employ after Quinari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the Dwarven bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. Are you going into Witch Hunt next, or are you doing Zenith's Wife's DLC? I am honestly not sure. I'm not sure. It's also a personal quest for each of the companions. Yeah, I know there was, and I don't think we ended up finishing them. I'm gonna be so real. I don't know what all we did and didn't do. The Vigil's soldiers wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted came to be known as the Silver Order, under the tutelage of the Wardens. The Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Valana and the architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. Oh, that's fucked up. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Winding Wood a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Kal Hirul was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Thaig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Kal Hirul was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Kal Hirul of all Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Kal Hirul was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. Good for them! For Anders, you were supposed to help him find the blood the Chantry uses to track him. Oh. Maybe we should have gone into the Chantry in Amaranthine. Justice, you have to have a talk about the body he possessed. Elf girl, you gotta help her find her sister and not hate humans. We did... I did think we were going to find her sister with the architect, and that just never panned out. We did help Nathaniel find his sister. We did do that one. Witch Hunt happens next chronologically and concludes the story. It is 2 to 3 hours. Leliana's song is a prequel side story sort of thing. It lets you play out the backstory she mentioned involving Marjolaine. Yes. Zen, the only thing is I don't know if I actually feel up to another 2 to 3 hours of streaming. I mentioned this at the beginning, but allergies are kind of kicking my butt right now. But I really, really wanted to finish Awakening, so I didn't want to cancel the stream. Ogren, you find out he has a deadbeat dad and tell him to actually be a dad. Ogren has kids? That's crazy. What do you mean Ogren has kids? Him being a deadbeat dad, though, does make sense. That absolutely makes sense. That checks out. That definitely matches the rest of his character. Liliana's song is gut-wrenching. Oh, I believe it. I'm probably not going to stream the rest of the DLC, but I am going to play it, and I'll probably yap about it in the Discord. He knocked up that barmaid girl in Awakening. Ew. That's gross. Dragon Age 2 character creation time. Overlord, I don't have Dragon Age 2 downloaded yet. Ogren got some chick, Gregna, in between Origins and Awakening. Ew. Why would he? That's gross. Good for them. It's that girl that we help him hook up with, I'm pretty sure. That's what Kel said about the barmaid. You know what? I hope they're happy together. I hope he goes and becomes a real dad and they're happy together when you do that quest line. Yeah, Ogren sucks. I mean, it makes sense to make the alcoholic character a deadbeat dad. I just hate that they had to make an alcoholic character in the way that they did. Ranting in the Discord about it. Yeah. We made a Dragon Age channel in the Discord, and we haven't yapped about Dragon Age. But I think you guys were, like, waiting for me to get farther into it. Maybe you could play that for game night? Maybe. I'm not sure. You gotta do his quests to make him not be a deadbeat dad. Yeah. So in Wheatley's timeline, Ogren is still a deadbeat dad. Happy with Ogren? Unlikely. Unfortunately, because she was a woman, you're probably right. You're probably right, Tate. Ogren is much more palatable if he's not around women. Fortunately, Ogren just falls into old habits and is avoiding responsibility. He joined the Wardens to get an excuse to be away from his family. Ew! Ogren, get your life together. Okay. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly, settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area still dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. So that shit was still fucking haunted. A mysterious figure in Grey Warden armor was occasionally seen in the marsh, erecting gravestones to honor villagers of old. In time, those sightings ceased. Oh, that's Justice! That's cool. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages. But when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. Not my best friend. Now that Anders was no longer a Warden, the Templars declared him apostate, finally catching the mage when he tried to destroy his phylactery. He escaped from the tower an 8th time, then a 9th time, before disappearing entirely. I hope he's living his best life. I know we see him again in Dragon Age 2, but I hope he's living his best life until then. I know we're gonna learn otherwise, probably. When the walls of Vigil's Keep were breached, the surviving defenders watched in horror as a section of stone collapsed. What do you mean she was crushed? Collapsed upon Valana. When the rubble was later cleared, however, there was no body. Valana was just gone. Okay, so she just, like, teleported. She's fine. After spending a number of years with the Wardens, Nathaniel realized that life was not for him. Oh, the Warden life was not for him. He said goodbye to his sister, Delilah, and his new nephew, then left to seek his fortune. Okay, yeah, good luck. In time, the nephew became a Grey Warden himself, in emulation of Nathaniel, then rose to Warden Commander. He brought honor to the Howe name once again. Good for him. With the mother dead, Sigrun seemed to lose her purpose. She withdrew from her friends in the Order and spoke to them less and less each day. One morning, Sigrun was simply absent, her bed made and her trunk emptied. A young recruit who had been up in the night said she had left for her calling, gone to finish what she started in Calharal. That makes sense. She died, but she lived. You can't, no body? If there was no body, she's still alive. She's still alive. I know how this works. At Vigil's Keep, Oghren rallied a last-minute defense of the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others time to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover he had been credited as a hero. I mean, I don't know what he expected. He joined the heroes team. What do you mean he's shocked to find out he's a hero? Oghren continued to regale young Warden recruits with tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt the joining than lift another mug. Felsi returned to Vigil's Keep several times to see Oghren, usually bringing their toddler as well. Oghren's inability to act seriously wore on her, however, and her visits dwindled, then stopped altogether. If Oghren missed her or his child, he never showed it. I'd be more surprised he's still alive. Honestly, she is still alive and tries to save her girlfriend, Sigrun, from the calling. I believe nothing else. That's canon. That's basically canon, actually. As for the savior of Ferelden, he did not remain as commander for the Grave for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the Blight well and truly over. It was time for him to move on. Some claimed the commander went to Antiva, chasing after the assassin Zevran. One rumor suggested the pair engaged in a terrible showdown in the Antivan capital, and others say they took over the Crows. Perhaps they adventure together still. So, we are adventuring together still. Good for them. I miss my wife, Zevran. That was fun. That was fun. We'll let it play through its credits. I'm glad that it brought Zevran back up. I'm very glad. And they got married. The end. Yeah, we are adventuring in marriage. That's Wheatley and Zevran's future. I miss Leliana. I'm sure Leliana is having the best time living her best life. Guys, this is so weird, the Dragon Age Origins. Like, we're done with it. It's over. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean I've done it all? Okay. I think I've said this before. But okay, maybe it is also because I've done nothing but eat, breathe, sleep, and just, you know, exist in Baldur's Gate 3 since September of 2023. What do you mean I have finished the full game? The DLC, okay, the Awakening DLC, and I've only put like 70 hours into this game. What do you mean? Do you make your wife Magic Pope? Is that something she wants to be? I'm glad we get to see our loves at the end of Awakening. Apparently I found her grocery shopping in Denerim. I love that for you. That's so fun. Oh, all I had to do was click. So these two, I don't have it in me. But I did read that Witch Hunt is about Morrigan, so like that's fun. And then we know Leliana Song is about Leliana. In Dragon Age 3, you can pick between 3 people to be Magic Pope, head of the Chantry. Oh, that's kind of fun. Balatro time? Overlord, unfortunately, it is not Balatro time. Unfortunately, it is not Balatro time. It might be, going and making tea time for me. Liliana is one of the options. Is she, okay, is she just like an NPC in Inquisition, or is she a companion again? Baldur's Gate 3, 14-minute speedrun time. 14-minute speedrun time is crazy. Okay. I think I've said this already, but, Roy and Moya really want to do another Baldur's Gate run on Saturdays again when patch 8 drops. They want to do an evil run. So, we're gonna be back in the building again soon. I think the record is like 10 or 11 minutes. That's so quick. I'll swap over to this, but I'll click back in the game so we can hear the music. Although, it is very quiet. Y'all are not hearing that. Leliana is an advisor at Inquisition. I'm so glad that they bring her back, though, because I'm the kind of person, I get really, really attached to the characters in stories, and I love that they bring some of them back. That's nice. She's an NPC, but she has a companion mission just like everyone else. I love that. Oh, no, Overlord, I don't know when patch 8 is dropping. It's, as far as I'm aware, it's not been announced yet. But, Baldur's Gate Saturdays are coming back. That's what I meant by on Saturdays. Not this Saturday, just a Saturday after patch 8 drops. The only reoccurring companion in Dragon Age is Varric. And technically Anders. Technically Anders, because he was in Awakening. She's my baby girl advisor too. I get very giddy when I hear her voice. I love that for you. Yeah, sorry to get your hopes up, Overlord. we hate to get your hopes up. I did just close Dragon Age. I don't know why I was expecting a second thing to pop up. That's crazy. I'm so sad. Okay, wait. Do y'all want to yap just a little bit about Dragon Age 2? Can I get the romance companions? I know we don't have to decide who we're romancing before we make a character, but I think it would be nice. I think it could be fun to have, like... That was the wrong thing. I think it could be fun to kind of look and see what our options are. There's one person... Oh, he's a DLC character. Literally, only one person being gender locked is crazy. He's so generic looking. Okay. Sebastian sucks. I've heard. Y'all have told me. Y'all have let me know. Y'all have really let me know. You can see the wired ear-to-ear grin on my face every time I hear her enchanting voice. No, I feel that. We're just gonna look at these four. I feel like there should be more romance options, but this does check out. I've heard a lot about Fenris, but she is so pretty. Sebastian is very religious, so he might be bi, but in denial. Rip to Sebastian. Straight for pay. Straight for pay is crazy. But I do love that the only straight character is DLC. Okay. Did you have to pay separate for the Dragon Age DLC back in the day? Anders is in 1.5 games. Varric is in 2.5. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Isabella is freaky as shit, so she's my favorite in Dragon Age 2. She does also look very pretty. We know a little bit about Anders. I will not read spoilers. I'm just gonna read their personality. We're just gonna look at their personality. Do you not have a personality slide? I guess it's up here. Anders, I don't know if Anders is actually a contender. I just think he's funny. He'll probably be in our party a lot. Unless there's another, like, sassy, funny guy. Fenris is the angst romance. Is he? Is he? He's a fugitive slave from Teventer. As a result, he's extremely distrustful of mages. And y'all know I'm gonna be a mage. Y'all know I am going to be a mage. We could have a little, like, enemies to lovers moment. He is a potential companion of Hawk and a romance option for either male or female. Love that. I don't need to read anything else. Yeah, we won't read anything else. Just the little top, because I don't want to spoil myself. Fenris is your average Final Fantasy character. Meryl is that innocent girly nobody wants. What do you mean nobody wants her? Okay, that... What? Is that the same person? Why does she look so different? Okay. She's a Dallas Elven mage and the first to the keeper of the... She's a temporary companion in Origin? Girl, what? We didn't do that. We didn't do that. Okay. She's cute though. Like, this picture makes her look adorable. I like her. Meryl is kind of teenage rebellious type, but she was the lesbian option, perfect for female characters. Love that. She got a bit of a glow. She got a bit of a glow up. Who knew all it took was just making her eyes bigger and rounder. Just like, honestly, wet paper bag. Wet kitten. Wet little meow meow of a girly. Meryl is kind of a ditz, not the manic pixie dream girl. Am I gonna be no better than a man when we play this game? You have to do Dalish Elf Origin to hang with her. Oh, do I? I will not reveal. Okay. Oh, a Dalish Blood Mage. Okay. A deserter. No, that's... Hang on. Wait a minute. That's who she is. Okay. Honestly, the Blood Mage, though, could be kind of fire. Alright, let's see something about Isabella. Are you also in Origins? She's in so... You know, she's aged very beautifully. I love that. Love that for her. Like, this is giving, like, she's young. She's living her life. This is her, like, 40s or 50s. And she's just having the best time. She's a pirate? Oh, that's so cool. Also a playable character in Inquisition's multiplayer. That's fun. Inquisition has a multiplayer? That's kind of fire. Okay. That could be an... I'm definitely gonna have to meet them because right now, it's hard to narrow it down. She's not a manic pixie girl. I hope she's not. The manic pixie dream girl trope is equal parts fascinating and infuriating. Like, I love to learn about it. It's so fascinating to me, but at the same time, it's like, that's just an autistic woman. That's just what it ends up being in real life if you're a manic pixie dream girl. There's a very annoying priority romance mechanic which forces you to lock the romance early. Oh no, okay, so we gotta narrow it down. It's probably not gonna be Anders, rest in peace. Loved you. But that's not, aesthetically, that's not the vibe. So we're gonna be shallow and say no to Anders. Because he just looks like a man. Humans are high priority and elves are low priority. Okay, so we don't need to rizz up Anders on accident. Nobody does the multiplayer. Is it, okay, so what is the multiplayer? Is it like I could boot it up and like play with my friends? Like we could go through the story together? Or is it kind of like open lobbies, you do stuff? I don't know. I don't entirely know what I'm asking. Everyone is speaking very broadly about Dragon Age 2 romances. Actually play it, there's layers. Yeah, no, Barmy, I do believe that. I just, based on like what they look like and first impression vibes, we're gonna pick one to aim for, and then if we end up changing, then we change and it's fine. You can only flirt with humans 1 to 2 times before you're locked out of romance with the elven character. That is good to know. That is good to know, because something about me, when I play video games, we get so slutty and we flirt with everyone. So that is going to be really good to know. I didn't love him in Dragon Age 2. They massacred my boy in it. I'm holding out hope. I think I could still like Anders. He's just not pretty enough. He looks too much like a man, if that makes sense. like that's just a normal man who looks like he's been through some things. I'm sure he's great. I just visually, I am leaning towards Meryl. I think she's pretty and she looks cool. It's an open lobby type of thing. Honestly, Inquisition combat isn't that great, so it's not really worth doing. Okay, that's fair. Isabella romance is kind of convoluted. Best time to romance anyone is following the story. You only have to flirt with Meryl once to get her romance seat. That's crazy. Anders Ryder in Dragon Age 2 hated him. How could you hate such a silly little guy? That's so sad. The multiplayer is not co-op. It's its own separate mode where you do a few rounds of dungeon diving before fighting a boss like a dragon in the final round. I personally don't like it. I guess that could be fun if you and your friends were all like really brain rotted for Dragon Age. But that does sound kind of lame. Okay. I don't know if I like Fenris like that. I've always thought I would, because I saw so many things about him on Tumblr back in the day. I'm gonna have to meet him to get a vibe. Just visually, though, it's between the girlies. It's between the girlies visually. I can still like Anders. If you manage to still like Anders in Dragon Age 2, then you have great fucking patience. He gets so fucking preachy, annoying, and fucking infuriating. Alright, we'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. She wrote him to get back at her bipolar ex. Her words, not mine. That's messy. That's so messy. I don't know how I feel about that. But like, sorry she went through that, or sorry she put us through that. We'll see when we get there, I guess. Simultaneously feel rushed and like the game moves too slow because move speed is glacial, but if any player moves to the next area, everyone is forced to move on to the next zone. You can't explore. Oh, that's frustrating. Also, since this is EA, the enemies are balanced in such a way that you need to grind or pay up for loot boxes so you can unlock gear and playable characters. Oh, I hate that. Fenris is very angsty. Like, if you liked Zuko and Avatar, you might like Fenris. Okay, so, like, maybe we'll add Fenris back to the romance poll. Maybe we'll add him back into it. I'm just basing this on what they look like. Can I get some more pictures of this girly? Let me go to her gallery. And we're also going to go to Meryl's gallery. I hope there's no spoilers here. I don't know. She's very pretty. She's very pretty to me. I like her. I know nothing about her. I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to meet her. And Isabella's just, she's hot. What else can I say, truly? I like her. She's also cool. I realized y'all did not see what I was looking at. I looked at like 2 pictures and made my decisions. But that's fine. Dragon Age 2 multiplayer is just Elden Ring multiplayer, dungeons, and non-existent. Damn. Isn't there... Hang on. Is there an Elden Ring 2? I was told that there was some sort of Elden Ring thing that was going to be multiplayer or something similar to Elden Ring that was multiplayer, but that might have been false information. That might not have been real. Is it Night Rain? Elden Ring, Night Rain, co-op? I don't know. Okay. I might be completely wrong. There is multiplayer in Elden Ring. I know you can like summon people to help or whatever. No fucking way, crying if that's true. Fenris is okay. The mage thing could be kind of excused as he was treated like a slave by mages for so long. Yeah, no, I understand that. I absolutely understand that, Zenith. I just know since I am going to be playing as a mage, we're going to have some friction there. Since they were the only ones he knew, then that's like how he's going to see them. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I like sassy, funny guys, and unfortunately for Dragon Age 2, that role is filled by unkissable Varric. Okay, who is Varric? Who is Varric? You know what? Hell yeah. He's serving cunt, I fear. He is serving cunt. This man is unkissable. That's criminal. Elden Ring 2 is a looter shooter like Fortnite. Hello? That's wild. Varric is an ace king. Wait, is he canonically ace? You know what? Only ace people can serve this much cunt and be unkissable. That's so fun. He's so slutty, just in vibes. I love that for him. Chester is hypnotic. I just know that if my body was built differently, that's what I would look like. That's how I would dress. He's at least straight because of Bianca. I mean, you could still be asexual and then also be romantically interested in people. Unless there's reason to believe that is not the case for him. I will not be convinced that he's not ace. Alright, we'll have to see. I'm excited to meet him. There's no evidence for him being allo, so... And you know what? Just because you assume they're straight doesn't mean there's actually evidence for them being straight. This goes both ways. So he probably definitely could be ace. He writes smutty fanfiction and is dodging any attempt at flirting. Oh, he's just like me for real, for real. Everyone knows that's like the biggest asexual stereotype. He's sexually attracted to his crossbow. That's crazy. He has a girlfriend. Good for him. You can dress like him now. He just has a nice duster and a red shirt. I mean like the whole like titties out, but in like a masculine way, and it does unfortunately does not hit the same if you actually have femme presenting titties. Unfortunately. I fear Elden Ring 2 is going to bomb and fail so incredibly hard. Hopefully they make it fun. Souls players are more used to solo offline games. Yeah, I do love multiplayer games. I think I would have played Elden Ring earlier if I could do like a little co-op moment and play through the story with a friend. But also, I do think it's criminal to push every game to be a multiplayer game. Like, there's still definitely a place for solo player games. I'm just codependent and really like playing games with my friends. The other character I liked is a lady who's a dum-dum with a sword, but she's also unkissable. She's like someone else. You help her get a date. Her name is Aveline. Oh, that's cute. You get to help her hook up with someone else. Rest in peace to you. But that is cute. Okay, guys. I've yapped, and I do not feel that great. So I think I'm gonna wrap up stream really, really early. Oh, do you guys want to see my cat before we go? Aveline is kissable, but only once. We have to cherish that kiss for Kel. I love Two-Handed Sword in Dragon Age 2. Think of it as okay in Dragon Age Origins by comparison, and haven't really given it a fair shake in Inquisition or Veilguard. That's fair. I feel like Two-Handed Sword is generally pretty good. I don't have strong opinions about the dateable characters because I was too busy being sad about who I can't kiss. You're so real for that. Right now, I am leaning more towards Meryl, though. She's so cute. You wonder if Hannah's playing Rivals? I also wonder if Hannah's playing Rivals. Dingy. Yes, I'm gonna go get him up. He's gonna be mad, but I'm gonna get him up. I will never forgive EA for continuing to push The Sims, famously a single-player experience, to be multiplayer for some godforsaken reason. Wait. What do you mean they made The Sims multiplayer? I'm gonna grab my cat. I don't need my earbuds in for this anymore. Hi! The people want to see you. Here he is. He's so big now. He's so big. He's a full-grown cat. I promise you, he grew. There's literally nothing playing. I don't need those in my ears. This man grew over the weekend. He looked bigger. He was ravenous. He ate so much food. Dingy, we've been blessed. You guys have it. He's going back over to his bed. EA wants Sims 4 to be like an MMO. That's insane. I did not know that. Anyway. Let me see who is live on Twitch. This is much earlier than we normally end. So, we're gonna get to raid somebody different than we usually raid. Let's see. I know Band Shredded Cheese was live a while ago. He usually stays live for a while. It's been a hot minute since we've raided Cheese and since we've seen him. So, guys on Twitch, I'm sending you guys over to Band Shredded Cheese. He's playing Pokemon. I don't know if he's doing a Nuzlocke. I might have made that up. He's playing Pokemon with a friend. Is what it looks like. Always a great time over there. They backtracked when SimCity bombed due to forcing online play. That's wild. I didn't know that it had online play. I'm gonna be so real. That's wild. Drink lots of tea and get better. Yes, of course. Hopefully, I'll be better by the end of the week. We'll see what the vibes are on Thursday. When I get healed, I always give my supports the fuck me eyes. You know what? Real. You're real. They haven't yet, since The Sims 1, that was a thing. But they're pushing for their next generation of The Sims. That's not Sims 5 to be multiplayer. Damn, that's rough. Anyway, glad to see you again. I'm glad to be back, Zenith. I am so glad to be back. I've missed streaming and playing and yapping with you guys. Okay. we're done. We're done. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Over on YouTube, I will see you guys next Tuesday where we start Dragon Age 2. I'm so excited for that. We're not going to talk about how long we're going to spend in character creation, but trust, it'll be a minute. Over on Twitch, currently the plan is we're going to be playing on our solo Minecraft world on Thursday, but if anything changes, I will let y'all know in the Discord. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evenings, and I will see you all next time. Good night!